Hello, my alchemical beauties. This is Lorana, and it's time for Rose Garden Radio, live from the very center of the universe, Canton, Ohio. Yay! What a fabulous week, huh? I'm so glad you're here, and I'm really glad that I'm here too. So I've got a story for you today right out of this block, and I can't wait to share it to you, with you, and to you. And I'm going to follow up with a few pages of A Weekend with Aunt Lorana, so which I appreciate. But I want to talk about. So, if this is your first time, Rose Garden Radio is dedicated to helping you shift from what we call 3D to 5D, living more fully from your heart and living your dream life, which is absolutely possible. And I'm going to do a short story. I've been doing what I call these PIE stories, P-I-E, and because to live your dream is as easy as pie, right? And it's possible. So I've been doing these shorter stories when I can, as we're going through the editing of my of this book. But I'm calling them When Lightning Strikes Your Pie, and it's been great. So what I usually do, or what I always do, unless I forget, right? I'm going to draw the pie. And it's any kind of pie. It's your pie. Is it a cherry pie, a coconut cream, lemon meringue, whatever? And in the center, that's your spiritual heart. And that's where this all starts, with the desire in your spiritual heart. And believe me, all you need to do is have that desire. I know it sounds too simple. And then you just need to know when to say yes, basically, right? That's it. It's as easy as pie. So this story, I'm just showing an example of, like, there's so much energy right now. This time is so ripe to make a pie for yourself, okay? And live your dream life. And so I'm calling it When Lightning Strikes Your Pie. So here's my example. It's a true example. The woman that had this came in Thursday, and I was like, wow, I have my story for the week, right, for Sunday. And it was as easy as pie for me, too. But anyways, this is a true story, as they all are. But this is a well-known downtown artist that I care for. I just love so much. And I always like to change the names, or I'm just going to keep the name out of it. But, well, let's just call her, what should we call her? I don't even know what to call her. The artist, the incredible artist. So this incredible artist was feng shuiing her apartment a couple weeks ago, I think, not too long ago. And, moving things, getting rid of things, just changing the energy, which is really great thing to do, right? Especially when we're working on ourselves. And she saw this end table that she had painted many years ago, and she loved it. She's always moved it with her, and never wanted to get rid of it or sell it or anything like that. But this time, when she was feng shuiing, she really wished deep in her heart that she had an identical one, which she thought, that's impossible. But I really wish I had another one that I could paint, because I really would like two matching end tables in my room. Okay, so again, the desire deep in her heart. And we like to have it starts with desire, and deep in your heart, it's a true desire. And so the artist, she had this deep desire for this end table, right? And that's all she needed to have. And of course, like a lot of desires that we don't think are possible, we forget about them, right? We let it go. We think, oh, that'll never, what's the chance of that? Or that'll never happen. And anyways, but she had that real desire in her heart. Now, I was really part of this story. And so the artist came in and to visit, and she brought some plushies for the Lily's Stuffed Animal Corner, which is, if you've been in here, you know about that. But people can, kids or adults can have a plushie or stuffy free, and they can accessorize it at my gem bar for free. Okay, so the artist brought in this big bag of stuffies, and we hung out a little bit, and catching up and this or that. And I said, well, I really want to help you. And I know she was painting some furniture, so I thought, if I ever see anything, I'll get it for you. I'll pick it up for you or whatever, at the thrift or however. So if I thought it was a great piece. So anyways, I don't even know if I told her that, but I told myself that while we were talking for sure. So I was literally, I think it was that day or the next day. I'm not kidding you. And it might have really been that day because I didn't keep track, but I just think it was the same day. I closed the shop and I'm driving home and I'm just about to pull in my driveway. And there, like catty cornered from my house, I saw this piece of furniture. Now, I thought, oh, the artist will love this. I'm gonna take a chance, and it looks like a good piece. And I mean, it's not that great, but had metal and wood, and it was round, a little Art Deco-y. And I thought, I think this would be a nice piece. So I tossed it in my car. I got home and I put it in the driveway, and I took a pic of it, and I sent it to the artist and said, do you think you would want this? And she got back to me and said, yeah, I think so. Or I don't know, yes, or something. But even when I read it, it kind of felt, I don't know, just a little different response. That's all I remember. So this week, Thursday, I saw the artist and I said, hey, I've got that table for you here. If you still want it, just come, let me know when you want to pick it up, or should I put it out, behind my shop or for easy access? Or she says, no, I'll come down and get it. So the artist came in and she's like, Lorana, I have to tell you something. I'm so freaked out. I can't even believe that this might be the same table, but she told me the story of how she was wishing deep in her heart she had this identical end table, right? And sure enough, it was. And I have a picture that I think I'll post separately on tonight or whatever, of the two tables, so you can see for yourself. Now, what were the chances of all that? Well, I say the chances with this pie theory were 1,000% that this was going to happen. But look how all she had to do was have that desire. I was thinking I wanted to help her. Somebody put that end table out on their grass for free, and I happened to drive along at the right time, at the right place, to nab it. Now, all I can say is the artist was pretty blown away and just kind of a little bit freaked out about it all. But I'm like, this is lightning striking your pie. That's it. Of course, you manifested this. The artist manifested this for herself by having that deep desire in her heart and letting it go, letting it free. And all the little pieces came together for this miraculous thing, right? And that's what I mean. Lightning is ready to strike your pie now. So dream big, dream big, dream big. And it's going to happen for you. Okay? Yay. That's the pie story. So with a backup photo later. All right. Woo! There goes the pie. It was a good one, right? So let's get on with just a few pages of A Weekend with Aunt Lorana. Let's see. We left off where Aunt Lorana and Amy, my niece, who's the young sleuth basically in this series, and this is the first volume, and we're back in the house. I guess the house is wherever it's at, right? But anyways, so we're back in the house. Later that night, as we cozied up in the library, I started to think about our adventure. Now, this is Amy speaking. I wish I knew if Benjamin Franklin would already know you now that you met him today when you meet in Paris years later. Technically, it would be your second meeting. That would seem to make sense. But time can be a very funny thing, Aunt Lorana said mysteriously. Benjamin met both of us at the same time. He didn't know either of us, although I knew I had met him at the ball in Paris in 1778, my aunt said, recapping. I'm not sure if he can remember us since we came from a different dimension. Sometimes the memories of an interaction like the one Benjamin just had with us can be fuzzy at best or perceived as a déjà vu. But other times it can change the trajectory of someone's life. Although quantum physics says once a photon is changed, all other places in its timeline adopt that same change, she added, sending me a big smile that lit up my heart. Oh, I wish I knew, I cried, feeling the desire to know penetrate deep within my heart. Aunt Lorana got up and kissed my cheek goodnight. Well, my dear, some things are left as mysteries. Tomorrow, we can have that leisurely thrifting day. Sweet dreams, she said, and glided out of the library and into her bedroom, which is fabulous, by the way. Now, this part I might edit completely out, but we'll just endure through it. My aunt has an antique bed frame hand-painted with flowers, and her pillow top mattress is stacked with satin-down quilts from the Hollywood glam era, the 1930s and 40s. You practically need a step stool to crawl up into the bed. Black lacquer Japanese panels with scenes made from inlaid mother of pearl live in the corners of the room. There are round wooden end tables with ornate Hollywood glam lamps on each side of the bed. One of my absolute favorite periods, Aunt Lorana would say while touching her quilts. Let me add that word while. Okay, there we go. An elaborate hand-carved settee from the 1860s lives across from the foot of the bed. There's a huge amethyst geode on a long wooden table beside her bed, and above it hangs a painting called She Follows Her Heart by one of my Aunt Lorana's favorite artists, Heather Barron. I would love to wake up and see something like that every morning, I thought. I walked into my bedroom and leaned against the door and closed my eyes for a few seconds. I felt like I was standing up with a foot on the back of two different horses while they were galloping side by side down a beach. I knew I would eventually have to pick only one of them to ride. Just like the horses, my mind seemed to be opening at warp speed. Yet, wait, just like the galloping horses. Okay, hold on. Just like the galloping horses, my mind seemed to be opening at warp speed. Yet, I was teetering back and forth between realities. I wished I could feel as alive as I did today all of the time. But OMG, what happened today? Was it real? Is my Aunt Lorana in a dream I'm having telling me this fabulous tale about belonging to an ancient sisterhood? I climbed into bed with my head spinning with cosmic thoughts and realities. The feel of flannel sheets against my skin was the last thing I remember before drifting off to sleep. Yummy. Okay, that's it for that. Thanks for listening and helping me do this final edit. And like usual, if you have any comments, you can PM me or however you want to let me know. That's fine. I'll pick them up, and I greatly appreciate it because I am ready to finish this and move on to the next book, which is really stacking up behind me and pushing me to into action. So anyways, I love you all. Enjoy this beautiful day. And until next time, goodbye.